Hey guys, this is Lewis. Welcome back to Stowed A Problems. Hope everyone's been having a great day today. No, we're good. So today's episode, I finally wanted to go ahead and fully elaborate on my philosophy. I've spoken about it a little bit. I've spoken about other philosophies. I've spoken about history. I've spoken about quite a few profound things already. But I felt like it's about that time to finally fully share my view of the world and how I process my reality, or how I've morphed my own reality, I guess. So the most profound person in my whole life, or the most profound person I've ever read, is Friedrich Nietzsche. I found him in a very dark moment of my life, and the thing that really helped me was embracing the whole aspect of active nihilism. Now, I do understand that nihilism does have negative connotations associated with, even Nietzsche has negative connotations associated with him because he is a famous anti-Semite, but a lot of philosophers are. And his bitch of a sister fucked up with the wording in his books because she was a Nazi party member. So it's not his fault, or I think he wasn't an active Nazi or something like that. It was his sister just trying to get cool points with the party after his death. But I started off as Christian. I was born a Christian. My family, I'm Hispanic. Most Hispanic families are Christian, or some sort of sect of Christianity. My sect was mainly part like evangelical, I guess you could say. But I grew up and I realized that this shit don't make any fucking sense. Like when I was a kid, like I was like 12, 13 years old, and that's when I realized that this shit don't work. It doesn't work. I don't want to be involved in it. And as I've gotten older and I've gotten wiser and I've gone through the world, it's turned from an indifference to an hate for it. Like I really despise Christianity. I really do believe it is the single greatest catastrophe to ever befall mankind. I've already said this before, but as I've said, like I went through a lot of stuff, and I was lost, and I was a true nihilist in the worst sense of the word. I felt like I had no purpose. I felt like I had no hope. I felt like there was no structure. And we as human beings, we require structure. We require a foundation to have put our feet on, to have some sort of direction. You can't just be wandering around and floating in midair for all eternity, because it just doesn't work like that. We need structure, we need control, and there are whole civilizations based off control. A need to control, a need to find some sort of understanding, and in this otherwise chaotic world and chaotic universe that we live in. This is all we've done throughout the course of human history. It's finding order and structure in this turbulent universe that we live in. And so during those really dark moments of my life I'm sorry, I'm watching my cat bitching the whole time. But during those dark times, I was still reading, but I really didn't find anything to gravitate towards and I didn't I wasn't able to gravitate to any sort of sect or any sort of religion, any sort of philosophy that really clicked with me. And but that all changed when I finally decided to read Will to Power. And when I started reading Will to Power, everything that man's a prophet, Nietzsche's a prophet to me. Everything that he was saying, everything that he was putting out on the book, every page that I was reading was things that I already felt. But obviously I'm not on his level. I wasn't going to be able to elaborate on the level that he was able to elaborate on, and the levels of reality and understanding and comprehension that he was able to dive into. That man's on a whole nother level. That man there will never be another man like him, in my opinion. And he talks about at the very beginning that there's two aspects of nihilism: passive and active. So passive is the cookie cutter one, the one that most people identify with nihilism. And passive nihilism is, the cookie cutter one. You have no purpose, have no goals, have no hope, no nothing. Everything is just broken. Everything is just lost and discombobulated, and you're just living in pure chaos. And like I said before, that's not a conducive manner to approach life or to live in life. It's not in our biological DNA to be living in that sort of way. But then he also talks about active nihilism, which is how I would identify. Like if I'm going to be associating myself with any method of life or any sort of philosophy or anything like that, it's going to be active nihilism. Because when I'm reading that, you realize that it really is the ultimate responsibility. It's the ultimate. It's the ultimate philosophy in terms of like it's literally all on you, and that's scary. And when I'm gonna preface this shit like saying like not everybody could be an active nihilist, but he says that like active nihilism is when you realize that the religions and the moral values and the other philosophies that have been circulating throughout the entire course of human history, they are not good enough for you. You don't associate with them. You don't identify with them. You don't. Those are shackles that you refuse to live with, or live on, or live through, or whatever the fuck. And it's a form of finding your own path, finding your own values, finding something that works for you. And like I said, it's the ultimate responsibility, because you can't blame God. You can't blame Yahweh. You can't blame Allah. You can't just say, oh, it is what it is, and this is what it's meant to be. This is how it's meant to be. This is how God made it to be. This is how God planned it. No, it's all on you. And for some reason, when you're that vulnerable, when I was that vulnerable, that's exactly what I needed to fucking read or hear or whatever. Because I did realize, like, during those dark times, no one was coming to save me. No one was coming to save me. No one was coming to help me. No one was going to lift me up and give me some sort of direction or give me a helping hand or anything like that. Like, if I didn't get off my ass, then who will? And then who will do that for me if I'm not going to be able to do it myself? And that changed my life. Like, I wouldn't be here, or I wouldn't have this mentality that I have, or this God complex that some people say that I do. Because, that man changed my life. Nietzsche changed my fucking life, And the way that I approach it is I'm literally the master of my own universe. And that's what I tell people that ask me, oh, why do you act like this? And why do you call yourself God? Because I'm at the apex of it. I'm at the apex of my reality. I'm at the apex of my understanding. I, like Nietzsche, loved music and art. He's like, it's like a painter, like an artist. You have the canvas, and the canvas is your world, your reality. You paint it the way you want it to. It's your world. You just gotta go make it. And that's been my life. That really changed it. Like, at the end, like, whether I make it or break it in this world, I have no one to blame or no one to praise except moi. Like, I'm not saying that there's no friends or nothing around me that have not helped me, have not enabled me, have not participated, have not, I'm not trying to insinuate that I don't have any friends that have actively participated in my uplifting and been there for me. No, I have friends that have been there through the gutter with me. And I don't forget that. But you can have those great friends. You can have a great environment. You can have all the tools you need. But from my perspective and my level, from my sense of understanding, it is on you. You can have all the tools, but if you're not right here, you're not okay, or you really don't own it, don't own yourself, then that all of that means nothing. And I feel like this sort of fucking mentality, like this sort of philosophy, my philosophy, active nihilism, is probably more needed than ever nowadays. More than ever it's been needed. Or we're with politics and this party and that party, we're getting pulled left and right, up and down, sideways. We don't even know what the fuck is going on anymore. We don't trust anybody. The herd-like mentality is completely taken over this world, you know what I'm saying? You could see it on Instagram, you could see it at parties, you could see it with fucking chicks pulling up to the same club and pulling up to the same fucking spot to take a fucking picture. Same thing with guys. Same thing with everybody. Everyone's just stuck in an ideology, stuck in this pattern of following and not being a leader, or being, you know, being a follower. And not owning shit. You know, you hear it all the time. People blaming government for this and the oppression. Oh, we're being oppressed, and the male patriarchy and this and that. And that's why I'm fucking up. And that's why I can't get ahead in life. There's no self-responsibility anymore. Because people are fucking scared. People are pussies nowadays. But we need it more than ever. Not to be led by people that don't give a fuck about us. That no longer to be led by people who are just using us as pawns to get more votes, or to get more leeway, or to get more influence, to get more money, while you're stuck in the same fucking shit. That's why I always say history continues to repeat itself. And a lot of times it's our fault. No, not even a lot of the time. It's all the time. We are ignorant of our past. We are arrogant. We always think we're better than the ones that came before us. We're somehow more elite than our predecessors. Which I can make the case that it's the complete opposite. We're devolving, if anything. And it's just like constantly wanting to be led, constantly being told what you need to do, constantly being told, because people don't want responsibility. And I blame that on Christianity and moral values and the morality that we live in. That you're taught from a very young age to follow your priests and do this and follow rules and do this and do this and do this and do this, and you're preordained to do this, and you have no control. Control is you're being manipulated the whole fucking time. And every Christian tells me that otherwise you're a fucking horse shit and you're not being a real Christian. A lot of Christians say that they're Christian and they don't even follow the doctrine. But I'm glad that I became an active nihilist. That's my religion. Or I don't even want to call it religion. I don't want to smear Nietzsche's name with that fucking phrase. I'm sorry, Nietzsche, if you're hearing this. So from another dimension, I apologize for even putting those same two fucking words in the same sentence. I apologize. A way of life, a manner as to approach life. And to me, the best way is active nihilism. To realize that all this shit in the world, all this shit that's going around you, are just ploys, just control mechanisms. Because like I said in the very beginning of this episode, everything has been a method of control, a method of structure, a method of reining in the world. And Christianity is unabsorbed of that. And to realize that they're all just shackles, and all you have to do is just become free, you know. And I know exactly the rebuttal to this. Oh, but if you're at the apex, then we're just gonna murder and kill each other all the time. I am aware that us being at the very top of it is not a good idea for the most part, because we are gonna take it to very sadistic and self-serving measures. I completely, I already beat you to the punch. I understand. That's why I said it's not for everybody. You gotta be fucking responsible. I can't answer for those people that are going to view it that way. I hope no one that hears me or views me or watches me or whatever the fuck takes it from that approach. On this, obviously, I mean it from a complete self-betterment and complete self-reliance. And, you know, and owning your shit. It's a scary thing. You know, I was scared at first too, but there's no such thing as absolute truths, but that damn near comes really close to it. You know, to finding your own map, or creating your own map, or, you know, not being so fucking afraid of what your God may tell you, or what your pastor may tell you, or what your parents or your family may think of what you want to do, or how you approach shit. Like, it's the most free thing ever. Because I only have to answer to myself. If I fuck up, I have to answer to myself. If I succeed, I'm patting myself. Call it pride and call it arrogance. But you need to be proud. You need to be. How are you going to go anywhere in life if you're not proud of yourself? Or you don't hold yourself to the highest fucking standard, you know? And don't use excuses like, oh, God, you know, like I said, like, oh, it's just part of the plan, and I'm meant to do this, and I'm meant to be like that. Like, no more cookie cutter, no more fucking bullshit excuses. It's all on you, and it's all on me. And, you know, I got lucky. I do have great genetics. I won the genetic lottery in many ways. But you have to put I have to put the work in, and I have to put the time in, and be more active. Be a true active nihilist. And if I'm going to subscribe anyone to that, it's this, you know. It's helped me see the light. Help me see that, you know, to remove yourself from the powers that be. Whether they're humans, or another fucking person, or another fucking deity, or whatever. Like, you know, be your own person, be your own man, be your own woman, or whatever the fuck it is that you identify as. But that's my philosophy. And that's how I approach life, and that's what's helped me get through life. And that's what's helped me be here, making these episodes and shit, and not fucking going out right now and doing, I don't even know what. I don't even know what. But it pulled me in. That ultimate, like, it's kind of an oxymoron. That ultimate self-responsibility usually frightens people. That's why we have religions. That's why we go to church. You know what I'm saying? We want to dump our responsibilities. We want to dump our feelings. We want to dump our sufferings onto the responsibilities of another. It's the herd mentality that I said in the last episode. Coming to play. Like, you're scared. You just need to be led. You want to be led. You want to be led. You want to be told what to do. You don't want to be doing any more thinking than you have to. I refuse to be that person. I refuse. So, take it with what you will. Thank you guys for watching and listening and all this shit. I do enjoy doing all this stuff. Please don't forget the Holy Trinity. Like, subscribe, comment. You know, I say it all the time, but I need it's just YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. This is YouTube. You should know what to do. So, thank you guys again. Hope you have a great day, and until next time. Peace.